welcome to another episode of the Tori Creates podcast, episode 60 actually. My name is Tori or Victoria, the mastermind behind the crazy, and thank you for joining me today. Before we jump into the episode, you can find me in a few places. You can find me on Instagram as Tori Scheffner. You can find me on Ravelry as lilwestie. You can find all the show notes on the blog at woolymastodon.wordpress.com. I am on Facebook. I'm just not as active there. And let me see. I'm here on YouTube. We're in a different location today. I thought I'd switch things up. We're actually in our living room. I'm on the couch and I put my granny's huge, ginormous, queen-size granny square blanket on the couch, and I figured I'd bring some friends to join me, since why not? I have many a sheep stuffy, which is definitely on brand. But yeah, I decided I had all my stuff here, and I was like, why should I just schlep it all into the studio when I could just film here? So here we are. It may be a little more echoey though, but hopefully not too bad. We'll see. So if the filming's a little wonky, it's just because I wanted to try something different. But yeah, I have quite a few things to share today. I'm trying to look. I've got my show notes here. I have everything in piles around me, so we'll see. So I've got quite a few things to show today, including some finished objects. And actually, before I do that, if anyone is curious what I am wearing the Shrug shawl thing by Suzanne Sommer, and yeah, I really love this thing. It's very warm and cozy and very bright and neon, and I love wearing it to work. So that is what I'm wearing. But I do have some finished objects. Let me grab them here. So I had mentioned in my last podcast that I have a coworker that is expecting, and of course I got really excited because she is a knitter and crocheter, and I was like, I have to make all the things. And so I asked about some patterns. I still have some things I want to make because, especially thanks Jenny, you gave me the best ideas. Some of those pattern designs, I'm like, oh, I need to make all of them. So they're definitely on the to make list. But thus far I've made a few things. I've made this little hippo. I believe this was he was released in a Lion brand book. But he's just a little tiny hippo. And I've pretty much made a hippo for just about everybody who I've made something for. I've made this hippo. I've actually never made this hippo for myself. I should remedy that because I think he's so cute, personally. I think he's adorable. But yeah, I made this little hippo, and that is the first thing I made. Really quick, made it in an evening. Super fast to make. I don't use safety eyes. I just embroider the face on since it's for a baby. So just to be safe, and everything is really solidly sewn on him, so they're not ripping any body parts off. But yeah, so I made a tiny little hippo. I don't remember the designer of this because it was in one of those little books that you could buy. I don't really know if they even do those much anymore, but they were just tiny little booklets you could buy at a Walmart or a Joann's or something. So I made a hippo. Then I hit up the Tin Can Knits pattern, the Simple collection, and I knit a Barley Hat. And I get that these items might be a little big, but in the past I have veered toward making things way too small. So my logic was, if I make it big, at least they can grow into it. And I'm guessing that most of what she's going to get is for wee little babies. So I don't know kids, but I think this hat's going to be too big for a wee little baby. That's my goal. That was my hope. So that they have something to grow into, because I think she's due in May, and summers here are hot. So I mean, if this hat fit said child at 6 months when it actually gets cold, I'm just saying. So this is knit out of Simply Soft, Karen Simply Soft. I don't remember the color because I just basically have a bin of wound up balls of Simply Soft for amigurumi. That's what this is made out of also. I should say I used a G or a 4mm hook for him. And then for the Barley Hat, I used US 5 3.75 millimeters and US 7 4.5 millimeter needles because it says knit and he's crocheted. So I knit this hat. Really simple. I really like it. It's just a stockinette hat, and then it's got a garter panel in it. But I think it's really cute. Hopefully this will be something comfortable. It's very stretchy. Hopefully this is something said baby can wear maybe when it gets a little closer to the colder months. And then last but not least, I have to double check this, Flax by Tin Can Knits, and I used US 6 4mm needles. I think I used US 4s for the ribbing. But this is definitely, I didn't check gauge. I didn't bother to check gauge. I knit one size up from the small size, but I'm pretty sure this is, well, I know this is way bigger. Way bigger than that will possibly needed, but basically I figured said baby can grow into it. I'd rather have something too big that they can grow into rather than making something too small that they can never wear. So that was the goal here, but this is the Flax. So basically it's a small little cardigan, and then it's got that garter section down the sleeves. And I thought it was really cute. I knit this with that dollar store yarn I got ages ago. And I only needed 1 and a part of a skein. So the yarn on this, I spent like $2 on this yarn. And it's really soft. It's really soft. And you can just throw it in the washer. All these things that I'm making can be chucked in a washer and dryer. So there's no wool content because I don't know if you're supposed to even put wool on babies. And also, what mom is going to want to have to like specialty wash hand knits out of wool initially, unless you're a full-on like crazy wool knitter. And I know she's a knitter, but I'd rather just give you something easy care. So this is the first time I've ever knit a tiny little sweater, and it went so fast, so fast. And I don't know proportions. I tried to like go off of the schematic then for the size that this actually came out to be. To make sure that I knit the proportions correctly. I feel like the sleeves are really long, but you can roll off the cuffs. Blah. So I have no idea. I have no frame of reference for how big this needs to be. So I know this is big, but baby can grow into it. I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather have it something they can wear later on then. So I knit a Flax sweater. And that's actually all of the finished objects I have. I kind of powered through those relatively quickly. Let me see. So then we move into works in progress. I did put some work into my Weekender Light. I don't remember how far I was last time. I haven't put a whole lot of work into this yet. Recently, because I was working on those. But I am working on the Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. And I don't remember, did I have the sleeve started last episode? I don't remember. But either way, the body is done, and I have started the sleeve. Unsure if the sleeve was started in the last episode. If this marker proves correct, I've only knit an inch on the sleeve since the last episode. So I've kind of put this off to the side while I worked on those baby projects, because those have a timeline as opposed to the sweater. But this is knit on US 1 2.25 millimeters and US 3 3.25 millimeter needles, and it is the Knit Picks Stroll hand paint in the Renaissance colorway. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this is what it's looking like, and it's got a sleeve right now, or the tiniest wee little piece of a sleeve. But I'm still enjoying it. Like I said, I just put it aside to make sure I got some things knit, and now that I have 3 things already knit for the baby and I'm working on 1 more, like I'm not super worried about like making sure I had something. So I have something to give her now. So that will probably get picked up a little more often now. And then also I did work on my granny stripe blanket. It's over there, so I'm not going to grab it. I actually worked on that the night of the Super Bowl because we hung out with friends, and I'm not super into the Super Bowl, but I'm all good for hanging out and just having fun and enjoying each other's company. And then while they were watching the Super Bowl, I was crocheting. So also my yarn apparently decided that staying in wound in a ball is optional. But I also brought and have been working on my socks for Dad. So I think last time, again, I had finished the the first sock and I was on to the second one, and I don't remember how far it was on the second sock, but I am now this far. I'm starting to get close to the point where I'll need to measure to put in my waste yarn for the heel, but I've gotten this far on the second sock. And I did purchase some elastic to try threading through the cuff in a few rows from Joann's. They didn't really have anything as fine as I wanted, and definitely nothing in black. I got this elastic cord for beading because it was the only one I could find with black, but I think this is just going to be too thick and too stiff. But it was the only cord, like elastic cord in store that I could find that was black. And then I also bought this elastic thread from Dritz. Yeah. So I might use this. If it works, I would maybe go online and see if I can find some in black, because I've been using a lot of black for the heels, toes, and cuffs on his socks. And if this this idea works, then I'll do that. But my goal right now is literally just to, for a couple rows, knit this along with a strand of yarn for the cuff to like make it a little more stretchy. And I know I'll have to be mindful of maybe pulling the elastic a little taut while I'm knitting it, just to make sure that it's got some grip to it when you put the sock on. But I'm going to play with it. We're going to try it and see how it works. So I think, I talked to Dad the other day, I think I'm going to use this one, and we're just going to live with the white showing through on the top of the cuff, since you wouldn't see it under the pant leg anyway. And then if this works, I will try I'll see if I can find some black. But otherwise, I have this in a bunch of colors. It's beading elastic, or like jewelry elastic, but it was the only black I could find. It's thicker and it's more stiff. So I do enough jewelry stuff that I'll use it. I don't know. I bought it just in case to look at it, but the more I look at it, I'm just like, I don't think this is going to work. So, working on another pair of socks. Let me see. Ooh, it's sticking to everything. And then these I'm knitting on US 1.5, which is I don't remember right off the bat. Wow. 2.5 millimeter and a US 2 or US 1 or a 2.25 millimeter needle. So, and then I'm using, recap, I am using Knit Pick Stroll in the black, and then Yarn Be Authentic Hand-Dyed Tonal Iron Soot for the body of the foot and everything, body of the sock, and that's, the Yarn Bee is from Hobby Lobby. So, there is that. Oh, and you know what? I just thought of it. I got some yarn and it's put away. I did get some more yarn, but it's put away. Anyway, I've been working on that. And then my last work in progress is my last baby knit that I am doing, at least at this point, for my coworker. And I am knitting the Northeasterly blanket by Skenanigans, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is it's meant to be like a scrap blanket that you use scrap yarn up, or use up scrap yarn for. And then a lot of the people hold multiple multiple strands of yarn together to get a thicker yarn. I just went out and I didn't go out. I went online. Hobby Lobby was having a yarn sale. So I got the Baby Bee Sweet Delight yarn. And I got a bunch of colors. I haven't used this one in the blanket. I don't know if I will. But I got a bunch of colors. I'm so very prepared. Let me pull all the tags out of the bottom of the bag here. Alright. There's the nail cutters in there. Okay. But essentially, I got a whole bunch of colors. I got Teddy, Teal 2, Baby Sage, what's this one? Pool Time, Flannel, and Bashful are the colors I'm currently using in the blanket. And then I did get Mint Charm and Airplane, but I haven't put those in the blanket yet. But it's this, I have a lot of Red Heart yarn, but I didn't think it was soft enough for a baby. And even with like having washed, like this blanket is made out of Red Heart that I'm sitting on, but even having washed it many times, it still doesn't get like that level of soft that I wanted. So I did order yarn off of Hobby Lobby. I also ordered some of their I Love This yarn in similar colors, but I packed that. That's packed in a box with other yarn because I'm finally trying to organize my stash, especially since Grandma gave me some yarn. Yeah, I'm trying to like make sure all my yarn is actually wrangled as opposed to just in bags all over the studio. So that went in a box because I completely forgot to hold it for this podcast. Anyway, but the Northeasterly is basically you knit it in strips and then you join as you go. You knit the first strip and then you join the strips as you go for the rest of the pattern. And it's like this arrow pattern. And so I have done the first 2 columns and I am currently working on the third, and I am using a US 5, don't remember the needle, US 5 3.75 millimeter needle, and I am actually knitting this on some straight needles. And these were from my grandma. She gave me a bunch of old needles that were from her and I believe great grandma. And so I figured what better way to use some straight needles, especially since they were shorter, but on a little baby blanket, because Grandma always knit blankets. That's what she would knit for us. So I'm keeping the tradition alive. So it's kind of nice to use these needles that have been loved and used for many, many projects before me. These needles are probably older than me. And to make a cute little blanket. And I like this blanket so much that if I have yarn left, or even if I don't have yarn left, I'll probably just make one for around here for midnight or make a full size. I don't know. But right now, this is how the colors are playing out. Yeah, I really think it's cute. I think it's cute. So, yeah, Northeasterly. Really like the pattern. It is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry, but I enjoy it. So I've got it in this huge bag because there's so much yarn. But yeah, this has been something I've really been knitting on this past week. Once I started it, I don't really want to put it down. It's one of those types of knits. Just one more stripe. So that is actually, I believe, my last work in progress. So let me just verify. Let me double check. Yeah, so let's go to upcoming cast-ons. And I am very unprepared because I don't remember the name of the designer. But upcoming cast-ons, I maybe obtained some other yarn when I went to Joann's because they had a really good sale. Maybe. And I'm going to knit myself essentially a set of pajamas. Let's see. Knititude or Chantel. I'm going to butcher the last name. I'm not going to try. But she released basically the Cable Crush hoodie, which I don't know if you'll be able to see. If I turn my brightness down on my phone, maybe you'll be able to see. I think I turned it down way too much. Oh, no, you can kind of see what I'm going for. But it's this beautiful cabled hoodie. And then, this is the weird one, but I'm going to do it. She knit the Cable Crush joggers. And it's a pair of sweatpants. Let's see if I can get as much glare off of this as possible. Ooh. But it's a pair of sweatpants. And yeah, I have never knit anything like that. And there were many times where I vowed I would just never do it. And then I thought about how it could be like the most epic, cozy, I'm home on a Saturday pajama set. And I was sold. So I had priced out the yarn. And they use like a Woolies, which is mostly acrylic, I believe, or mostly acrylic, and it has some wool in it. And some people knit it out of all acrylic, and I was just like, I don't think I want to knit this out of wool. I want to be able to throw this in a washer, or maybe even a dryer. I don't know. And so when I was at Joann's, they had the Lion Brand Pound of Love yarn on sale, and it was, I don't remember what it was. I think I ended up paying like $36 for 4 skeins of this. So really good. Because when I had priced it out with the yarn suggested, it would have been more like $95, which obviously I would be putting off for a decent amount of time because I don't have that money right now. But I did have this. So I got 4 skeins. And I have enough yarn now to knit that entire set. So I'm really excited. I don't know when I will start that. But, oh, and this is color, this is color Oxford, I believe. Oxford Gray. So, yeah. And these have, what, 1,020 yards? 1,020 yards in them, so quite a bit of yarn. And then I also got 2 skeins in, figured I could knit myself a sweater with this. I got 2 skeins of the Pound of Love in color Maize. So this mustard color. Truthfully, I think it'd be really cool to have a pair of jeans in this color, but since I haven't found something like that, I'm going to knit myself a sweater. So I'm going to knit myself a sweater out of this at some point. I don't know what pattern. This, I have no idea, but I've got, this is again 1,020 yards, so I've got 2,040 yards of yarn. I can get myself a nice sweater out of this that I can just throw in the wash. So that is what I got yarn-wise. Let me see. Let me see what else I've got. Oh yeah, I did have 2 non-knit loves. I finally did the adult thing, and I ordered a gleaner off of Amazon. What a gleaner is it's like a D-pillar. And they have really good reviews. You've got like 3 attachments you can add to this end for the size of the pill or the type of fabric you're using, and then it's got like a soft end. Ooh, I don't like rubbing my hands on that. To like pull the fuzz off. And I did try it the other day actually on this couch because there were some pills on it and it seemed to work really well. So I will let you know. I haven't used it on the sweater yet, so we will see. TBD. But I finally got this off of Amazon, and this is highly rated. A lot of knitters have suggested it, so I got that. And then the one fun thing I did want to share is we found this at Target. I don't know if you can tell what this is, but this is a Harry Potter backpack, but it mainly because it's got Hedwig and Hogwarts on it. And it's so cool. It's got like letters and candles and brooms, and it's just really cool. This will become my purse. This will be my purse. I just haven't moved everything over yet because I haven't gotten that far. I've been doing other stuff. But this is just so cool and just makes me happy. Like, imagine going to a Renaissance fair and having this backpack as your backpack. Or anything for that matter. Anyway, that was the nerdy find of the day. Target definitely had all of the nerdy things. They have all of the nerdy things. So with that, let me see. Life lately. We'll just move on to life lately. I'm very disjointed today. Ugh. Let's get on the couch. Life lately. It's been weird. The weather has been really warm, and then within a day it gets really cold. Like the other day it was in the 30s and 40s, and then it was 5 degrees. And now it's 5 degrees, and tomorrow it's supposed to be 50. So I don't know what's going on, and my head can't handle it, and nobody around here can handle it because the sinuses are nuts. But it's been interesting. Most of our snow is melted here. I live just south of Madison, Wisconsin, and Stoughton. And yeah, most of the snow had melted until last night when we got some snow, and it was really windy. So we got, like, it's not a lot of snow, but it's everywhere. We got a little snow. It's cold, but it's finally sunny. So that's nice, but we're really looking forward to tomorrow because 50s, that's insane. That's like spring. But other than that, I'm trying to think. Nothing too crazy. Working, keeping busy, doing all the things. With the weather being a little, like, with it being sunnier, it definitely is giving me energy to try more things and cook a little bit more and just get into all of that. So it's been kind of nice. It's been kind of nice to keep busy and go through everything. But I'm looking around because I'm distracted because I can actually see. I'm not just in my studio. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't really have anything. Yeah. So with that, we might as well just go on to the end because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting here looking around like I feel like I forgot something, but you know, it's fine. So with that, reminder, you can find me on Instagram as Tori Shafter. You can find me on Ravelry as lilwestie. I am on YouTube. Again, you can find me here. You can find show notes on the blog at woolymastodon.wordpress.com, and I am on Facebook. Let's see, if you liked this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends so we can grow this little family on the interwebs. But with that, I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks ahead, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!